welcome to another morning coffee chat. And I'm sitting on the floor this time, by my bed as you can see. So I thought, well, you know what, let's do it this way. How are you all doing? Today I want to talk about being an empath, if you know what empath means. So yesterday's video I did about trolls and stuff, about some of the trolls I've been getting, which, you know, no hardship to me, no pain to me, just delete them. But I had a comment from Pink and Possible. Thank you so much for being a subscriber and commenting. You have a great attitude about this, Darren. This type of person that definitely needs some help. And I did reply and say I've always been the kind of person to see the good in everyone, and even though I get trolls, I try to imagine what it's like, what life is like in their shoes, blah 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 blah. And I should do a video about being an empath person. So this is my video about being an empath person. So I've done what I normally do. Got a Google Keep, got a lot of info. So to me, this is what it means to be an empath. This is off Google, of course, so I've been narrowed it down, copy and pasted and cut bits out that I don't need to, blah blah blah, you know. An empath is someone An empath is someone highly attuned to the emotions of others, often experiencing those feelings as their own. The heightened sensitivity can lead to a deep understanding of others, but also potentially emotional exhaustion and difficulty setting boundaries. That's me. That is definitely me. Yeah. I do soak in other people's, you know, people who are angry and stuff. I do tend to soak that up when I shouldn't do, and I'm trying to stop doing that because of mental health and stuff. Empaths don't just understand others' feelings, they feel them deeply and can even absorb those emotions, leading to a sense of carrying other person's burdens. Yeah, I didn't know I did that until I started getting therapy. I didn't know that I was second for people's emotions and stuff and that kind of stuff. Yeah, as I said, I'm trying to learn to stop doing that, but it's built into me. So all I can do is soak it in, understand it, then get rid of it, kind of things. Like, yeah, okay, gone. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, you see. Also, heightened sensitivity. Empaths are often highly sensitive to their environment, including the emotions of those around them, both positive and negative. That's what it's, this is all like the same kind of meaning actually, but it emphasises an empath, you know what I mean? They often possess a strong sense of intuition and can pick up on subtle causes and non-verbal communication. Body language. I love studying body language, you know, people's body language. That to me is more important when someone's talking to me. I watch the body language as well. It soaks in, and I can sometimes gain what they're trying to say before they say it by the body language, and that's quite a nice little trait to have. You know, I don't use it in bad ways. I use it just to understand the person more. You know, yeah. Their heightened sensitivity makes them attentive and empathetic listeners. That's what, when I was younger, younger days, them days did exist. I was always a person to people to come to talk to, and to help them that way. I didn't even have to speak, just the way they looked at my body language when they were talking to me, they understood that I was listening and stuff like that. It can be a burden, but it can be a positive thing, and it's more of a positive thing, you know. But yeah, I love that about my character. I can do that. I mean, the character, but me, you know. Empaths may be drawn to careers where they can use their abilities to help others, such as counselling and healthcare. That's why I do these YouTube videos. Um, this is like a counselling or healthcare. I talk about my health. I mainly talk about like I'm in counselling. I mean, people will say I make a good counsellor, but it's just the years of studying and learning which put me off it and the cost of it. But I do see myself as that kind of person. When I have therapy and stuff, I can picture myself sitting there listening to someone and understanding them and helping them, you know. But it's just so absorbing. The thing is that I'm going back again on this one. When you're soaking people's emotions, being a counsellor, I would continuously soak up everyone's persona, what they're talking about, and I think it will affect me in a bad way. It'll make my mental health worse. Say I had about talking to 5 different people in one day, and they've all got different problems and different mental health issues. I would soak most of that up, and it would affect me. That's the only problem I think I would have being a counsellor. You know, I wouldn't be able to push it away and get on with life. I don't think. Maybe I would. I don't know, but I don't know. I'm only going by what I've learned so far in my life. You know what I mean? And the last part, it is, in essence, being an empath is a complex trait that involves both a powerful gift for understanding and connecting with others, as well as potentially challenges related to emotional management and self-care. Emotional management, that's what I struggled with. As I said, it's trying to concentrate on myself rather than others sometimes. I always think of other people, you know. It's like in the comments I made to Pink, it's when I see someone who's rich and snobby or some trolls, I just try and imagine what their life was like when they're growing up. Were they parents bullying them? Were things bad in their life that made them like this? And if so, if I was in their shoes, I'd be doing exactly the same, because I wouldn't know any difference. I wouldn't take my thoughts with me. It'd be like their complete lifestyle in their shoes. There's no way I would do anything different than them, because that's all I know. That's all I would know if I was in their shoes. So I would be like them. You know, why wouldn't I? You know what I mean? So that's the way I look at people when I see these snobby rich people flexing on the money. I'll be exactly the same as them if I were in their shoes. Trust me, you would as well. You know, that's the way I look at things. So judging people, it's easy to judge people because we're human beings, and being British, you know, it's one of them things, isn't it? But being an empath to me is an amazing trait to have, and I'm so glad I can call myself an empath. I never used to like the word. I never used to want to call myself that, because my mental health made me shudder, kind of thing, on that kind of word, you know. But now I'm able to think, yeah, I'm proud to be an empath, and I'm glad I am, because I'd rather be this than some bad dude, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'd rather be this than an Andrew Tate, you know what I mean? I'd rather be this than some bloke flexing all the time. Again, if I was in Andrew Tate's shoes, I'd be exactly the same as him. Same life. I would have grown up the same life as him. I would have been exactly the same as him. You know, I wouldn't know what an empath was. You know, I mean, so how could I be an empath if I was brought up like Andrew Tate? You know, I wouldn't know what an empath is. I'd be Andrew Tate, wouldn't I? So that's just the way I look at things, and that's helped me through life. It's made me friends rather than enemies, as far as I know of. You know, but yeah, that's a bit more about me. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, give it a subscribe, share it with someone who you think might be an empath. Yeah, it's not the kind of thing I'm going to throw around every video. It's just something I want to talk about and then get on with life, you know what I mean? It's out there, I've talked about it, so that's it, you know. Now if you look back on my other videos, you'll understand, you would see that in my videos with me and stuff, talking and stuff. It would all make sense now why the way I am is because, yeah. So there you go. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.